Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech protected.
And we're here again with River Valley Live. We're so glad that you could join us again for a virtual open house. We have had an opportunity to talk to students and to adult learners about River Valley Community College and all the things that we've been doing, especially during this closed season where the college is not open, but business as usual. We have had a successful spring semester, which moved 100% online. Within a couple of weeks, we were able to move everybody and have students work through the semester and get through, and graduation is upon us. Of course, we have our president. We have Alfred Williams joining us this evening. And how are you today, Alfred?
Great. It's great to be live again on Tuesdays with you, Suzanne.
It's pretty awesome. We have the YouTube live channel going, and it's our virtual open house episode number 3. Last week, we talked a little bit about some of the myths about going to college, including the financial aid and the cost of college. Let's just recap that, Alfred, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, you know, that's one of the things I know that makes many people nervous is paying for college. And we talked about ways that you can reduce your costs, ways that you can reduce your loans. So if you want a real deep dive on financial aid, click on last week's session and watch it. And there's a lot of good tips on how to save money for school.
And this week, we also have a couple of myths to dispel, and Alfred will be going through those in just a little bit. And I'm happy to announce we also have a couple of special guests with us tonight. We're going to be featuring 2 of our programs in the liberal arts area of our college, and one of them is the English department, and we have Kara Shenoy with us tonight. She's going to be talking after a little presentation on PowerPoint, and then she'll come in and talk to us. And we also have our criminal justice department chair, Amy John. So I'm so glad that both of them could join us this evening, and we have a lot of information to share with everybody at home. So we're glad you're here. And I just wanted to put one more pitch in for the summer semester. So next week on Tuesday, the 26th of May, is the start of the summer semester. There's still time to enroll. So if you're thinking about taking a course, maybe you want to take something online, or everything's going to be online. So, but if you want to just get a head start, if you're thinking about going to college in the fall and you want to get a head start, why not take that college composition? You're going to need it no matter what college you go to, no matter what your major is. So you can take a college comp, you can take statistics, intro to psych. We have so many offerings available this summer, and it's not too late. So if you'd like to do that, you can go right to our website, and you can either click on admissions or take a class or enroll. You'll find us. So it's not too late. So feel free to do that if you're ready to go.
And that's one of the things we highlighted last week, Suzanne. If you take a bridge to college class at a reduced cost and you get those college credits started when you're in high school, it really gets you that much quicker to graduation to save you money.
Indeed. And I think this online platform over the summer is really going to be something that students who haven't had an experience with the college level online will see. It is really, really friendly. And a lot of professors will do this, a Zoom meeting with students. They have hybrid format where they meet sometimes in person, and in the virtual world, it is on Zoom. But there's also labs in our science courses where you actually come to the campus in a very safe way. We have made a tremendous amount of effort to make sure that our campus is ready to take students in a safe way over the summer. So we're excited. And the fall, we are going to be in person. We also do have some hybrid classes in the fall. And I know Amy John and the criminal justice is going to talk about that a little bit later. But right now,
Suzanne, I just want to jump in there on something you just said, which is that we are safe. I got photos from maintenance today. We have redesigned all of our classrooms so that there's 6 feet for every student. So we're ready to go when we get back into the classroom.
Excellent, excellent. All right, so I have a video to show you. The title is Why Community College System of New Hampshire. See, River Valley is part of 7 colleges that are in New Hampshire. We're all part of the same team, and we're going to show you a little video about why you can choose River Valley and Community College System of New Hampshire.
All 3 of our children just needed a little bit of extra time to develop and to figure out what they wanted to do. When we heard about the community colleges, we realized that this would give an opportunity inexpensively for the kids to figure out what they wanted to do and possibly find themselves, and through the process of finding themselves, do better. And for us, it has been the ultimate success story. Our oldest went to the community colleges and is now a CPA. Our middle son went to the community colleges and is now in medical school. And our youngest graduated from the community colleges and is now at Northeastern University. What the community colleges did for each of these kids was give them a sense of confidence that they can do it, that they can be a success, and the sky's the limit. So there wasn't a more perfect education out there for them.
The experience that I had at Nashua Community College was absolutely amazing. I mean, I even miss it sometimes now because I had such a great time. I made lasting friendships, I made relationships with professors, and I will constantly give back to the community college because of what is done in our community, in other communities across the country, because I think it could benefit students so much.
And we're back. So tonight we're offering our Dispelling the Myths of College. And Alfred Williams, our president of River Valley Community College, had formerly been in financial aid. And while he was there, he came up with this really comprehensive list of things that people believe or don't believe about going to college. And so tonight we have part 3, Dispelling the Myths of College. And Alfred, why don't you take us away? Go ahead.
Thank you, Suzanne. I'm going to get the PowerPoint up. And just over the last 2 weeks, the first week we really focused a lot on COVID and how COVID will not impact your ability to get a degree and get into education. And last week we talked a lot about costs. And based on what the feedback we got and some questions we have, it seems to be that most people are concerned really about price and about success, how to get through. So that's what I want to talk a little bit about tonight is two myths geared to that type of subject. So myth number 1, you get what you pay for, right? Typically with most things, when you pay a very high cost for something, you get the highest quality. That's not the case always with education. When you look at the top ranked schools in the country, and then you compare them to the most expensive schools in the country, they're not the same. There's many different things that go into the factors of costs and why colleges charge what they do. And so a higher price education does not always mean a better education or a higher quality education. Yeah, more expensive schools might provide some social connections if they're in a city or other things, but they also have larger classes and more loans. You know, when I was in college many years ago, I remember that I took American government. And I took it with 2 instructors in an airplane hangar that they put 2,000 seats in. And the professors were up on stage, and 2,000 students would come in and sit in the airplane hangar and learn American government on these big screens. And I never met the 2 instructors that taught the class. They wrote the book and they taught the class, but I never met them. I met a TA once a week that I would work with. Well, at River Valley, you will know all of our instructors. In fact, when I've taught American government at community colleges over the years, I know every student in my class. Classes are less than 25. I know everyone's name. I write letters of recommendations for them. And that's exactly what the faculty does at River Valley. They will know your name. You will get to know them. You will interact directly with them. And so the other big thing when we're talking about you get what you pay for is you got to think about loans. We talked a lot about that last week. What are the long-term goals for a student? You know, how can you keep your costs down? Are you going to go to graduate school? Are you going to go right to a career after you get an initial certificate or degree, and you're going to continue your education along the career? You need to think about that, and you need to plan it out so that you make effective decisions in your college career. And what really makes us proud at River Valley is River Valley scores very high on social mobility. Along with White Mountains Community College, River Valley Community College is the top ranked school in New Hampshire for social mobility. Now, where our ranking is really high is if you come from the bottom 20% of income. After graduating from River Valley, we have the highest ranking for jumping 2 income brackets. So you go from being in the bottom 20% to now being in the top let's see, it would be the top 40% if I'm doing my math right? Professor Rich Andruzak will fix me if I haven't. But that's the great thing about, River Valley and social mobility. We're really proud of that statistic. The New York Times actually ran an article. Statistician did this from MIT and highlighted this, and it's something that we refer to. We know that we're making a difference in students' lives when we can see the impact of their income after they graduate from River Valley. The second myth that I want to talk about is something that I always want to remind students, because people have asked a little bit about how I can be successful in college. Well, the reality of it is that college graduation rates have been on a downward trend. The same number of students graduate today as in 1980. If you ask someone how many students have an associate's degree or higher in this country, you'd be surprised to know that only about 40% of the population in the US has an associate's degree or higher. Only 13% of the population has a master's degree. In New Hampshire, we started this initiative. Now, the rates are higher in New Hampshire, but we started this initiative at the community college, 65 by 25, where we know that 65% of New Hampshire residents need to have an associate's degree by 2025 for the workforce to remain relevant. That's where the jobs are going. And so when you come to college, we want to make sure we want to help you graduate, because while only 40% of students have a credential, many, many, many more students have started college and haven't finished. And it's very important, to think about that when you enter college, because there are limitations to how long you can get financial aid for. It's only 12 semesters. And so students always, and parents too, sometimes must always be thinking, how is this moving me towards graduation? And that is something that we take great pride in at River Valley. We often say that we know we change lives when students graduate. And so everyone at the college is focused on moving you towards graduation. As we've been talking about things with COVID, we've been talking about how now is an opportunity to get more classes under your belt, to move yourself quicker. If you're at home, you can take additional classes and you can move quicker through the process, because that's our goal, is to get you through the process to graduation as quickly as possible. And we have great support for you. In addition, I told you about how our faculty are there and you get to know them, but we have tutoring available for everyone. So if you have any problems with any class, we can get you set up with a tutor. We did that straight through the COVID crisis. We had online tutors that were meeting with people through Zoom. We have lots of learning support. And so we're here for you. We're here to get students through. So I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you the facts that colleges work. You don't walk in and get handed a degree. River Valley students are very studious. They're hardworking. I see them all the time studying in the library, studying in group sessions in the hallways. We know they work hard, but if you're going to put in that work, we're going to be committed to getting you to graduate. And so that's really what I want to touch on tonight, Suzanne, is those two things, is to remember that River Valley education is a quality education that provides good social mobility, and that we are there committed to helping you be successful in your education.
All right. Well, thank you, Alfred. That was really great. One of the things that I think that students at River Valley discover quickly is that we have support services, like you mentioned, not only in the faculty, but also in the staff. So we have the tutoring available. We have financial aid advisors. We have admissions advisors. And there are so many folks that reach out to, as well as our academic center and advising center. So we reach out, we talk to students, and we help them in every semester and every step of the way. And that's what is the difference between River Valley and some other colleges, because as you said, we really get to know our students one student at a time. And I think, one of the things we have at the college is the PTK, it's Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, and we have one of the highest participation rates in New England, which is really something, because to be a member of PTK, you have to have a high grade point average. And so we're really proud of that.
And we had 2 students this year that won national scholarships from PTK. So that's really something. And that's our librarian, Jim Allen, is the head of PTK. He's very, very involved in helping students get into that association and the benefits that come along with it. And Jim Allen is always there for students to help them with any type of research. That's another service that we have is our library. We loan out computers. We loan out things that students need to get through and graduate. And we're there to provide the online and the research support that's needed to get through your classes.
And in addition to that, you mentioned some of the social aspects of a four-year college. Well, River Valley has a student government club. They have clubs within the department. So they have a nursing club and they have, different clubs that get together. And there is some socializing in community college. And so many of the students become very good friends. I see that when I see the students together. It's really something.
And Suzanne, I'm a big believer in whatever the students want to do with the SGA, I support. And so last year they came to me and said that they wanted to have an end of the year party and they wanted to get a mechanical bull, right? And I had to get on that bull because I had to show support for the students, and we all had a good time.
I wish I had the picture of that to show everybody. That was fun. I think I actually got a video of you on there. Well, tonight we're also going to talk to our English department, and we have Kara Shenoy with us this evening. Kara, why don't you say hi to everybody? And you might be on mute, so you might want to unmute first. All right, there you go.
Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to talk to you about English today. We'll hear a little bit about all of the different things our program has to offer.
Excellent. Yes, we do have a video from the English department. We'll show that first, and then we'll come back and we'll ask Kara a couple of questions. So let's go ahead and look at the video first.
Hi, I'm Kara Shenoy, the English Program Director at River Valley Community College. The English program at RVCC is here to provide you with the writing and communication skills you need for the career path of your choice. We offer courses focused on essay writing, research projects, and professional communication. Additionally, we offer a variety of dynamic literature and creative writing courses. Our dedicated team of instructors includes field experts and practitioners who are committed to student success. RVCC's English classes will help you develop the skills you need to succeed as a student and working professional. Whether you want to sharpen your essay writing skills, pick up a passion for poetry, or get inspired to write your first novel, the English program has you covered. I hope you'll join us at River Valley Community College.
Oh, that was great. Well, Kara, you joined River Valley just about a year ago. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what it's been like and your experience at River Valley Community College?
Absolutely. One of the things that I've enjoyed the most about my transition to River Valley has been the sense of community. The campus culture here, the institution culture is really enjoyable, and I've seen that just in so many different areas. My courses have been very enjoyable. The students have been very engaged and very, very cohesive. I know sometimes there is the tendency to think that community college environments are not as social, and I've certainly not found that to be the case at RVCC. And I've also enjoyed the collaboration with other members of the faculty. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity for interdisciplinary connection, and I think that that's really beneficial to pedagogy as well. I think that we can take that kind of synergy into the classroom and really sort of make a difference with that.
Kara, I know that you received a humanities grant and you're going to use that for an art journal. I know you're really excited about that. Why don't you tell us about that?
Absolutely. I am really excited about that. So River Valley Community College has received a small grant from the Mellon Foundation to put together an arts journal. And my goal with that is really to sort of allow the English department to branch out a little bit and connect with other disciplines within the college. We're calling it an arts journal as opposed to a writing journal because we really want to encourage all different types of arts. We're interested in showcasing visual arts. We're interested in any essays, any short stories, any nonfiction. And I'm really looking forward to that opportunity for the English department to be able to spread their wings a little bit and interact a little bit with other disciplines and other individuals within the college community.
I know that along that creative path, you've got a creative writing workshop coming up in August.
We do. One of our instructors, who is a creative writer herself, Sparrow Alden, is teaching an intensive 2-week creative writing workshop. And we're really excited about that because the format allows for a lot of real in-depth workshop time. It allows for a lot of sense of community building. The days are a little bit longer, but you can earn a full course's worth of credits in just 2 weeks, and you get the opportunity to really workshop your writing in an intensive way alongside a lot of other writers and with the support of a faculty member who works in that field. So we're really excited for that opportunity. We ran one of these workshops in the fall, or the end of the fall semester during the winter as well. And it was really productive. We were really excited about the work that came out of that and the experiences that the students had.
Excellent. Well, we're so glad that you're with us. Kara, thank you so much for joining us live on our virtual open house. We do have another guest with us tonight, and we're going to talk about the criminal justice program. I think this time we'll go right to the criminal justice video, and then we'll invite Amy John to join us afterwards.
Hi, and welcome to information about the criminal justice program here at River Valley Community College. My name is Amy John, and I am the Program Director for Criminal Justice. My background is as a school psychologist for the Connecticut Department of Correction, as well as a school psychologist for various school districts. I now teach psychology courses and social science courses here at River Valley, and I'm also the Liberal Arts Department Chair, as well as Department Chair for Business and Accounting. The program mission for criminal justice is to prepare students for employment in various types of fields. This program serves as a basis to transfer as well if you're interested in completing a bachelor's degree and moving on possibly to master's or doctorate. For those already who are in the service as a police officer or any type of law enforcement officer, as well as corrections, probation, parole, this program can provide educational progress for promotion and other career development. If you're just starting out and you're looking to make a switch or just beginning your career options, you can start here and look at eventually becoming a police officer, corrections officer, work in probation, parole, the justice system, a fish and game warden, liquor investigator, security officer, immigration and customs enforcement agent. Really, the possibilities are endless. Criminal Justice Program offers an open enrollment, rolling admissions, so you can start at any time in the fall, the beginning of the spring, or summer semesters. Obviously, when looking at pursuing a criminal justice degree, depending on what area you're looking at going into, you need to be aware of the health considerations. Most applicants need to pass various health and fitness requirements in many of the criminal justice fields. Same with character expectations. Applicants should also be aware that background checks are oftentimes completed by potential employers, and if you have any prior arrests or anything of that nature, you'd want to make sure that that isn't going to hinder you from pursuing your career dreams. So why choose River Valley for your criminal justice degree? Well, this program is offered in a hybrid format in that it meets 6 times throughout the semester on Thursday evenings. The rest of the coursework is done online. So it's a nice mix of having a flexible schedule where you only need to come to campus 6 times throughout the semester, meet your professors and your fellow students, and do the remaining work online. You can also take other classes that are face-to-face. Some of your degree electives are offered face-to-face, and that gives you an opportunity to customize the program that fits you best. The other reason is we have people in the field who are currently working as judges, police officers, or have retired, and they are experts really in their field. We also offer small class sizes and very individualized attention. This is a 60 credit program. 30 of those credits are in criminal justice courses, and this can be completed in 2 years of full-time study. We have many different internship opportunities, such as at the Cheshire County Department of Correction, Crotchet Mountain Rehab, and we work with local police and law offices. Please reach out if you look for more information, and I look forward to working with you.
Thank you, Amy. That was great. And joining us live here at our virtual open house is Amy John from the Criminal Justice Program. Hi, Amy.
Hello, glad to be here.
It is so nice to have you here. Thank you for joining us. I'm wondering, can you talk about what some of your students are doing after graduation from the Criminal Justice Program?
So that is actually a really good question, especially right now, because just this week I got an email from a student who said that he is starting the New Hampshire Police Academy this coming August. So right out of the gate, he is got a job at one of the local police departments and is starting the academy and going to be doing his 16 weeks there of training before he goes and does his FTO training. So we've got students who right away are starting their careers. I have students who, while they're in the program, have gotten jobs at the Vermont Department of Corrections over in Springfield. Someone did their internship at the Cheshire County Jail and is currently working there. I have someone also who did an internship at a law office and got a job there right after their internship. So these folks are getting snatched up pretty quickly, I have to say. And the police chiefs that I've spoken to, they're in need of police officers, especially during this time. So this is a great time to start your career, start your education, and have a job waiting for you, or have a job while you're going to school.
Amy, I know that when you hear criminal justice, you think police officer or corrections officer, but I know the criminal justice major goes to many other careers. Can you talk about some of those other careers?
So yes, and I can speak to that personally. When I went to school, I thought that I wanted to be a psychologist, and that was my goal. And I went to a job fair and someone said, "Hey, what is your degree in?" And I said, "It's in school psychology." And they said, "Have you ever thought about the Department of Corrections?" And I thought, no. However, I decided to check it out, and I ended up, that was my first job out of my graduate school, working for the Department of Corrections as a school psychologist. So if you're interested in a field where you really want to work with people, if you think you want to help people, but you're not exactly sure which direction you want to go in, criminal justice is actually a really wonderful place to start, because it feeds off of that idea of psychology, forensic psychology, human development, sociology. And a lot of students end up saying, "Oh, I thought I wanted to be a police officer, but I did a ride along. And there's no way I want to do that. I'd rather get all up in the psyche of someone, and I'd rather be a parole officer, probation officer, or work for the juvenile justice system, or I love the outdoors and sciences. I'd love to be a fish and game warden, or even a liquor investigator." Did you know that New Hampshire has its own liquor investigation unit, which you still go to the police academy? However, you end up working with the liquor commission, and you're a police officer for them. We have sheriffs in this state that do a lot of transport of prisoners and a lot of overseeing of some of our counties, as well as immigration and customs. I mean, we're right on the border of Canada, and with terrorism and all of the things that we're talking about with regards to our safety, these are careers that are really in demand. So when people think of criminal justice, I know oftentimes they say, "Oh, it's people that want to be a police officer." That is not true. So I'd like to dispel that myth, and I'm glad that you asked that question.
Amy, your program has a very unique delivery in that many of the programs of the courses are offered either online or in a hybrid format, and in a format that allows people to still keep their jobs during the day. Can you talk about that?
Yes. So I have gotten some really great feedback from students, because I do ask them after every semester how they're doing and how they feel the structure is going. And one of the number one things that I've heard is that I love being able to go meet my professors, meet my fellow students, but I don't have to do it every single week. What I get to do is I get to travel to Claremont 6 evenings this semester, and the classes are stacked so that it's the same Thursday evening that you go to, and you get 2 classes in one time slot. So say, for example, you decide you're going to take classes this fall. You would get to go from 5:30 to 7 to your intro to criminal justice class. And then from 7:15 to 8:50, you would follow that up right away with, I believe it's drugs and the law. So you've got these 2 classes back to back, 6 evenings a semester, and the rest you get to do online. So what you're doing basically, when you come back and get to meet with your professor and your fellow students, you get to talk about the things that you've been able to read or watch or listen to on your own time. And then when you meet those 6 meeting times, you're able to interact with your professor and your fellow students.
And that is the beauty of the hybrid format that we offer.
Yes, it is. Yes.
I'm so glad that your program has been a leader in this regard, because when we were faced with the sudden online learning for everyone, we were able to look to programs that have been doing it for quite some time. And that was been great. And I think it really suits the working individual. And I know we have a lot of people in the audience who may not have had their first job yet, because we invited a lot of high school graduates to join us tonight. But think about that. You could work and go to school and do both. And criminal justice is a great program to do that in.
And I do want to add one thing, speaking to those high school graduates. If you're interested, say, in becoming a New Hampshire State police officer, you have to be 21 years old to apply. You don't need a college degree, but you have to be 21. So what are you doing from the age of 18 till you're able to apply to the New Hampshire State Police? Why don't you have a leg up on the rest of the candidates who are applying and come in with an associate's degree? It's a no-brainer.
All right, and so that is the criminal justice program that we offer at River Valley Community College. Thank you, Amy John, for that insightful information. And Alfred, I think it's time to wrap this up.
You know, listening to Amy and Kara tonight, it just, both of those programs are in the liberal arts program, and it just reminds me how important liberal arts is. I wondered, Kara, if you or Amy, either one of you could speak to that and talk about why a liberal arts education is important.
Amy, do you want to go first, or?
Sure. I mean, I can definitely just speak to the fact that getting a liberal arts education, for the most part, is the first 2 years of any 4-year liberal arts degree. So you are getting a very well-rounded, a very diverse education, and allows you to also explore what is it that you really want to do? What are your interests? And there is nothing like getting that information, getting those skills of critical thinking that you can use, that all employers across the board, no matter what it is that you want to go into, value more than anything else. They can train you to do what they'd like you to do in their workplace. But if you come in and you have that wide breadth of knowledge, critical thinking, then you have a step up on anybody else that's applying for that same job. And those are the skills, those personal, interpersonal skills, those people skills, the critical thinking skills that so many employers are craving.
I think that, and I agree with everything that Amy has said about the practical value and the big picture value of a liberal arts education. And I always think about liberal arts education as a way of impacting how students think about the world and how they act upon the world. And that is such a crucial part of any different career that you might embark upon. And so I think that sometimes it's easy to get caught up in the more obvious connections between the courses that you're taking and the career that you're planning on eventually participating in. But ultimately, taking a college comp class, taking a psychology class will impact the way that you think about things. It will make you think more analytically, more productively, and that will make you more effective in so many different areas of your life and of your career.
And, you know, and if I could just throw something in on this to, you know, being an attorney, students often come up to me and ask me, what should I take? I want to go to law school. What class should I take? And I always tell them, if you don't know what to take another English class, because the better you get as a writer, the more successful you'll be in law school, the more successful you'll be as an attorney. And so much of what we do in the world is writing. And so another English class can always make the difference.
It's great to hear that from an unbiased source.
And I can say personally that I was a student that just had graduated high school. My parents really wanted me to go to college, but I simply did not know what I wanted to do. And so we collectively settled on liberal arts community college, and I got my associate degree many years ago. And I say that settled because I really, really didn't know what to do. And so I just started taking classes. 2 years later, I got my liberal arts degree, associate degree, and then all of my credits transferred to Keene State. And I finished my degree at Keene State, my bachelor's degree is a number of years later. But the point is, there are a lot of students that really just don't know what they want to do. I mean, you're 17 or 18 years old. We understand that. So come in, get your feet wet, take some classes. It's a great way to get started. All right, Alfred, anything else from you?
No, I think we have one last video, right, tonight, Suzanne?
We do. We are going to leave with a message about this unique time in our history, and it is just a quick aerial shot with a little message, and that will do it for this evening. But I wanted to thank Kara and Amy and Alfred for joining us, and thank you folks watching us on YouTube. We're so grateful that you've spent some time with us to find out more about River Valley Community College. So good night.
Good night.
In this unprecedented time in history, we have all been given the time to pause and reflect on our lives. The opportunity to make a change has never been greater. River Valley Community College is here to guide you, should you decide that continuing your education and improving your job skills is the right path for you. College that is affordable and close to home may be just what you need when this is all behind us. Visit rivervalley.edu and soar into your future.